Hello everyone, welcome to CBS Institute. Welcome to Current Affairs session. Today we are going to discuss some of the recent important current affairs. These are important for all upcoming exams. Okay, watch the video completely and prepare your own notes. Now let us begin our session with the first one. See, natural medicine is Ayurveda. In order to promote this natural medicine, the government of India had earlier formed a separate ministry in government of India. Okay, the name of the ministry is Ayush. Name of the ministry is Ayush. Here, Ayush stands for Ayurveda, Yoga and Naturopathy. That is Y. Okay, this is Y. Y stands for Yoga and Naturopathy. U stands for Unani. S stands for Siddha. And H stands for homeopathy. These are very important. There could be a question in our exam. In Ayush, what is A? What A stands for? What Y stands for? What is U? What is S? And what is H? So these types of questions can be raised in our exams. So Ayurveda, Yoga and Naturopathy, Unani, Siddha and homeopathy. Okay, see. The main objective of forming this ministry is to promote the natural medicine, that is Ayurveda. Okay, so subcategories as well, Unani, Siddha and homeopathy. See, recently this ministry has come into news because it has signed an MOU. MOU means Memorandum of Understanding. Memorandum of Understanding. This is an agreement. This is agreement. So here, this is an agreement, that is Memorandum of Understanding. See, recently Ministry of Ayush has signed an agreement with the Ministry of Fisheries, Animal Husbandry and Dairying. Animal Husbandry and Dairying. So here, under this agreement, the main objective of this agreement is to introduce Ayurveda in veterinary science. In veterinary science. So now the main objective of this Memorandum of Understanding is that Ayush Ministry and Ministry of Fisheries, Animal Husbandry and Dairying both will work for the promotion of Ayurveda, okay, for the introduction of Ayurveda in the science of veterinary. This is important, okay, in the science of veterinary. So this is the main purpose of the Memorandum of Understanding, that is agreement. See, how question can be raised with respect to this issue. Okay, see, Ministry of Ayush has signed an agreement with which of the following ministry to introduce Ayurveda in veterinary science? This could be a question. Okay, so Ministry of Fisheries, Animal Husbandry and Dairying. Okay, so like this, a question could be raised in our exam. See, Ministry of Ayush, the minister is here Shripad Yesso Nayak. Shripad Yesso Nayak. This is the name of the minister who is holding the portfolio of Ministry of Ayush. See, Minister for Fisheries, Animal Husbandry and Dairying is Giriraj Singh. Giriraj Singh. See, ministers' names also important. There could be a question, who is the current minister for Ministry of Ayush? Okay, so like this question can also be raised in our exam. Okay, now prepare your own notes here. Okay, now let's take up the next one. See, BRICS. We have already discussed some of the important points with respect to BRICS in our previous videos as well. Okay, so for example, here for a better cooperation in several fields, for example, exports and imports. Okay, so countries come together and they form groups. So there are several groups. One of the groups is BRICS. BRICS stands for Brazil, Russia, India, China and South Africa. Brazil, Russia, India, China and South Africa. So this is a group of 5 countries. Group of 5 countries. A question can be raised in our exam like this. In BRICS, what S stands for? For example, first option will be Sri Lanka, Seychelles, South Africa. Okay, so here South Africa is yes. Okay, so here recently BRICS has come into news because see the chairmanship of this group is held by on a rotational basis according to the alphabetical orders of the group's name. Okay, so here first it holds Brazil, next Russia, and next to India, China and South Africa. Then after it goes to Brazil. Okay, now the chairmanship of BRICS is held by India. So India is holding the chairmanship of BRICS group. Okay, there could be a question, who is the current chairmanship? Okay, so who is the current chair of the group BRICS? This is India for the current year 2021. Okay, so here under this chairmanship recently India hosted BRICS finance ministers and central bank governors meeting. See, there could be a question with respect to this. Okay, so India hosted the meeting of finance ministers and also central bank governors of BRICS group. Okay, so all the governors, okay, chiefs of the central banks of these BRICS countries. Okay, BRICS countries, for example Brazil country. Okay, so for example there is a regulator, that is the central bank of the country. The chief of this central bank participated in this meeting. Similarly Russia, similarly India, China and South Africa. Okay, so recently India hosted finance ministers, central bank governors meeting of BRICS group. There could be a question in our exam, which of the following countries has recently held or hosted the finance ministers, central bank governors meeting of BRICS group? Okay, so this is actually online meeting, virtual meeting. Okay, so if it is held in physical form, there could be venue, for example New Delhi, Shanghai, Moscow. Okay, so if it is an offline meeting, we have to know the venue, the city name also, but here it is virtual mode. Okay, so there is no physical venue. Okay, so here under this chairmanship our finance minister Nirmala Sitharaman, okay, and central bank, our central bank is Reserve Bank of India. Okay, Reserve Bank of India. So here chief of Reserve Bank of India is governor, that is Shaktikanta Das. Okay, from Indian side both participated in the meeting. Okay, so these are the important points with respect to this issue. There could be a question with respect to acronym. Okay, if we come to current affairs point of view, which country hosted the meeting? These types of questions are very common in competitive exams. Okay, so another point with respect to BRICS is, BRICS also established a separate bank called New Development Bank. Earlier it was known as BRICS Bank. Okay, so headquarters of BRICS Bank or New Development Bank, now currently it is known as New Development Bank, are located at Shanghai city. This is in China, Shanghai, China. Marcos Prado Trojo, he is the president of the New Development Bank. So this is BRICS Bank established by BRICS countries. Okay, so there could be a question, headquarters of New Development Bank are located in which of the following cities in China? Okay, this is Shanghai. Or in which of the following countries? China. Who is the current president of the bank? Could be a question, Marcos Prado Trojo. Okay, so these are the important points, please note down. Now let's take up the next one. See, Reserve Bank of India is the regulator of banking industry and this is known to us. Okay, regulator of banking industry, RBI was established on 1st April 1935, headquarters are Mumbai, governor is Shaktikanta Das now. So regulator of banking industry, it also gives licenses to establish new banks. Okay, so a term should be kept in mind, that is financial inclusion. Financial inclusion. Financial inclusion meaning is providing financial services, for example banking related services, insurance related services, providing financial services to the disadvantaged sections of the society, to the poor people of the society, okay, at affordable cost or no cost, okay, affordable cost or free of cost. This is called financial inclusion. This is called financial inclusion. So in order to promote the financial inclusion, Reserve Bank of India established, okay, established new types of banks. It conceived new types of banks. One is, for example, payments banks, another is small finance banks. These were already discussed in our previous videos. Payments banks were established and also small finance banks. Okay, so here now come to the, for example, small finance banks mainly focuses on MSMEs. Okay, MSMEs. So small finance banks were established on the recommendations of Usha Thorat committee. Important point. Okay, so again payments banks were established on the recommendations of Nachiket More committee. Nachiket More committee. So these are important points. There could be a question in our exam. Payments banks were established on the recommendations of which committee? Nachiket More committee. Okay, see these payments banks do not provide loans. Do not provide loans. They do not give credit cards. They do not provide credit cards, but they accept deposits from public. They accept deposits from public. So these types of banks are known as payments banks. Okay, payments banks. So the first payments bank in India is Airtel Payments Bank. Airtel Payments Banks. So Reserve Bank of India gave licenses to payments banks earlier. Now why this news has come into news is, see, payments banks, for example Paytm Payments Bank, Airtel Payments Banks, Jio Payments Banks. Okay, for example here it is a customer, this is the account that this person is holding in this bank, that is payment bank, that is Paytm Payments Bank. See, what is the maximum limit that a person can hold, okay, can hold in this account is, at the end of the day, okay, at the end of the day, the maximum limit is 1 lakh rupees. 1 lakh rupees. This should not exceed. Okay, so here 1 lakh rupees only. So a person can put a maximum of 1 lakh rupees, not more than that, okay, as per the current rules. Now Reserve Bank of India has increased this limit to 2 lakh rupees. 2 lakh rupees. From 1 lakh to 2 lakh rupees. Now earlier limit was 1 lakh rupees. Now it has been hiked to 2 lakh rupees. So a customer in payments bank can hold a maximum of 2 lakh rupees at the end time. Okay, at the end of the day. Okay, so this is very important because it has relevance of financial awareness. Okay, so 2 lakh rupees is the maximum limit now. So these types of points are very important, especially from the point of view of banking related exams. Okay, so these are the issues. Now note down, that is 2 lakh rupees from 1 lakh. Now let's take up the next one, that is a company, Vivo, a Chinese based company, phone manufacturer, has appointed Virat Kohli as its brand ambassador. As its brand ambassador. See, a single point it is. Okay, but these types of questions are very common. There could be a question, okay, with respect to appointments and also elections. So recently Vivo has appointed who among the following as its brand ambassador? Could be a question, that is Virat Kohli. Okay, so this is the point here. So whenever you come across any brand ambassadors, okay, any companies, you have to remember them. Now let's take up the next one, that is renewable energy. The world is concentrating on renewable energy now, okay, because sources are depleting, and if the power is generated through coal, for example, there will be problem to the environment as well, okay, because pollution is increasing. So here renewable energy, that is solar power, wind energy, okay, so these are the renewable energies and others, for example, okay. So the Renew, okay, Power Private Limited, this is a company based in Gurugram, Haryana. Gurugram, Haryana. So Sumant Sinha is the chief of this company, okay, Gurugram based company. See, this company has recently announced that it would invest 9 billion US dollars, approximately 67,154 crore rupees, okay, 67,160 crore rupees, that is 9 billion dollars would be invested in India in the renewable sector, in the renewable sector. So by the year 2025, okay, so in the upcoming 4 years, this company would invest 9 billion US dollars in India in the renewable sector, okay. So which company has announced this amount? Or Renew Private Limited company has announced that it would invest space, how much money it is, okay. So these types of questions can be raised with respect to this point. So this is a Gurugram based company which is in Haryana. Now let's take up the next one. See, this comes under the obituary point of view, okay. So obituary, if any famous person passes away, there could be question with respect to that person. See here, Fatima Zakaria, Maharashtra based journalist and also educationalist, journalist and educationalist. So for her contribution to the education, she was awarded with Padma Shri in the year 2016. So these points are enough from examination point of view here. Fatima Zakaria has passed away recently. She was, could be a question, journalist and educationalist, okay. In which year she was awarded with the Padma Shri? This could also be a question. So in the year 2016, okay. So these are the important points today. Now prepare your own notes. This is very important, okay. Now with this I conclude the session. Thank you for watching.